Hello everybody, StarCraft here again, bringing to you some PvZ from the Teamstory Cup. This time it is going to be between Team Roots Catz. You know him, you love him, he streams all the time. And down in the bottom right, it is going to be Team Alternatives Socke, the German player. I think he's about 26 or 27. Had a little bit of success or quite a bit of success actually, at DreamHack last year. Getting in the top 4, the only foreigner to get that bar. And I believe he's doing pretty well in WSS Europe at the moment. Can't really remember completely, but he's a good player. He's pretty solid. And so is Catz. Catz, American Grandmaster. Doesn't have heaps of success at lots of tournaments, but people know him and they love him, and looks like he's gonna be going for a super early drone scout, something you don't see very often. Maybe he's worried about something being proxied, who knows. See what Socke decides to do. Is gonna go gateway in the main. This is what I like to see. Might use that Naniwa build. Whoa, missed the follow on that drone. That kind of became popular after everyone saw it at DreamHack recently, you know, when you get that gateway in the main, you wall off with a couple of gateways at the front, get your 4th gateway, and then you put on some pressure. Pretty much every time going to deny the 3rd of the Zerg player, force him to take it a lot later. Ooh, Pro's going to do a bit of a dance, trying to delay his hatchery. Oh, does manage to do it that well. Hatch is going to go down. Catz, what's he doing with his drone? Maybe he was thinking about taking a 3rd till he saw that get. Yeah, so basically it just forces you to take that 3rd quite a bit later. Usually you see Zerg in response to this get an early gas and get that speed pretty early to deal with it. But instead, Catz is going to keep droning up. So far, no extractor going down for him. And Socke is just going to keep scouting out the base. Is going to go ahead and drop his Nexus, I think, pretty much soon. He does have a Cybernetics core on the way as well. A lot of you guys might be thinking, oh man, but I do this on ladder, because I know from experience, before I could really do this build, well, I still can't do it that well, but as Protoss, you gotta get out that Mothership core to defend against a lot of slowlings. Because especially the lower leagues, people be like, oh, you didn't wall in, I'm just going to make a billion slowlings. And if you have a Mothership core, you'll pretty much be safe 99% of the time. Socke is still checking for that 3rd. Seeing that Catz is not going to be taking that 3rd. Instead, going to be pumping out 2 queens. So he's getting quite a few queens. Does have the gas on the way now and should start his speed once he gets up to 100. Socke ready to drop down that Nexus at the expansion. He's going to be croning out a Stalker here as well. Surprised we don't see that Mothership core yet. Should be seeing it pretty soon. Does get that on that 2nd gas. It's pretty expensive on the gas though. More drones, and the Queen's gonna be popping out for Catz. Ooh, it's an Overlord makes a sound when it pops out. The Queen did not, and the drones did. Maybe because the Queens come out of the hatch, they don't make that sound. Does not make sense. Just like Chewbacca and the Wookiees and the Ewoks. If you got that reference, you are freaking awesome. Gonna be scouting the Zergling for any proxies. Not gonna find any, as we can see in God mode. It's really important when you're doing this build as well to make sure you get out the sentry to deal with the links and to help wall off. And of course, it's nice to have an early sentry so you can get hallucination earlier if you want that. But the Stalker moved on out. Almost got a drone kill. How the hell did I miss that? Anyway, Stalker not going to be taking any hull damage. So that's good. This probe's going to be proxying a pylon, I assume, soon enough. And Socke, seeing that there's no 3rd, is just going to go ahead and drop down a Stargate. Nicely played, mein Deutsch friend. And the Stargate is going to be pretty early because he did not go Forge first. But the thing about not going Forge first as well is that even though you're delaying the economy of your enemy, your upgrades are going to be pretty far behind. Unless, of course, you decide to go, you know, Sky Toss, man, which you do see actually a lot more often these days, in which case it doesn't really matter. You don't need that forge. I mean, the shield upgrade's handy, but the air upgrade's obviously more important. Cat's speed is done. He is getting a Void Ray first, which is pretty interesting. Usually you see Phoenix. Oh, does manage to drop that proxy. I think, yeah, Catz knows about it, and he's going to go take it out. We'll see if Socke... Oh, he does decide to warp in a few Zealots. Surround, though, on the Stalker. A bit of a miss micro there from Socke. Not much you can do, though, against Speedlings. And the surround is going to be on the Zealots as well. Catz trying to micro them. Oh, is doing a pretty good job, actually. And going to force more Zealots to be warped in. But 3 gate pressure is never really going to do much. I think he's just trying to scare Catz from not taking that third, as he doesn't really have enough units tonight at the moment. And he does see the Hydralisk Den on the way, as well as more gas. Gas in the bass. And the robotics facility is going to be on the way for Socke as well. So it looks like he wants to play a pretty macro game, pretty standard. Get the robotics facility to get up the support bay to counter those Hydras. Meanwhile, Socke continuing to use hallucination pretty well. Checking to see. Oh, he's going to scout this third being taken from Catz. Instanting choice of a third. To be honest, you don't really see Ahana too much these days as map. Needs to watch out with that queen. Is going to get away. Prismatic alignment has not been activated, which is weird. Looks like Socke is saving that. It's nice around on these Zealots though. All going to get cleaned up, and the Void Ray going to be forced to bail once he sees those Hydras. So far, no muscular augments though, or the range for the Hydra. Oh, actually, Groove Spines is about to finish. My bad. Looks like these Void Rays going to try and charge up to take out the deny the third. That's what he was saving his charge for, and the Hydras are on the wrong side of the field. So nice play from Socke there. Is going to force the cancel there. Meanwhile though, these Hydras are going to start putting pressure because there aren't a lot of units back home for Socke. He is getting out his first Colossus now, but it hasn't not been done yet. Does force the cancel there. Nice job. Oh, these Lings and more Hydras streaming down. So it looks like Catz is going to be going for it. Socke really needs this Colossus, man. Oh, the wall, the Zerglings get in. They're going to run into the main. Ah, Socke! You fool. Oh, needs to send his probes away. Is exactly what he does. And the wall breaks down. The Colossus popping out just in time. Nice force fields blocking off these Hydras, trapping one of them. There is still a massive hole at the front, though. And these Lings look like they finally got cleaned up, but at what cost? Workers killed. Actually, only 4 workers killed, so that's not too bad. Quite a bit of delayed mining time though, which is always a pain. Does manage to trap a couple of Hydralisks there, and Catz, well, look, thinking that third base didn't work out, is going to be taking the other one. He does have Overlord speed as well. Maybe he's going to fake a drop here, as he has not researched the ability to pick up anything. Or maybe he just wants to see a bit more off the map. Evo Chamber going down now. And Infestation Pit, so might see Hive on the way pretty soon. Interested to see what Catz decides to follow this up with, as his Hydras are going to be pretty much void now. Oh, and he does go for Swarm Host. Swarm Host with the Enduring Locust on the way. Usually, if they get that and they don't get Swarm Host, oh, well, you can already see he's getting Swarm Host, but yeah, you're a pretty massive noob if you do that. Missile attacks on the way as well. But yeah, Catz's upgrades, pretty terrible at the moment. But that doesn't really matter because Socke's upgrades are pretty terrible as well. He is ahead by 1 attack though, getting that second attack at the moment. Getting up his third, about halfway done. Meanwhile, in Catz's base, looks like he's wanting to set up a bit of defense here. Knows that he's in a bit of trouble. You never really want to be on equal supply as the Protoss at this stage of the game. And to be honest, with 2 Colossus here, these Hydras aren't going to be doing too much. Third one is just about to finish, and a War Prism. So it looks like Socke wants to do a bit of a timing attack here. We can't really call it a timing attack. The Locusts, though, are going to push him back for now. But with only 2 Locusts on the way, 7 isn't a hell of a lot. 3 Colossus would definitely be able to clean that up quickly, especially with no armor upgrades. Spore Coil gonna be finishing up here pretty soon, so that Observer needs to definitely watch out. It's getting pretty close. Here come the Hydras. You can see how quickly Colossi do damage to them without any kind of carapace upgrades, and just in general, because they're light units, man. Light biological. I just want to check if the Mescusi. Enable ambient. Okay, don't worry. I was just worrying that there was absolutely no music playing. There's kind of like this ambient shizness going on. And Catz is continuing to set up a defense here, but he's going to be stuck on 3 bases, and 3 base Zerg v 3 base Protoss is not such a great thing if you ask me. Meanwhile, War Prism going to be moving in with a couple of Zealots. Hydras are here to defend though. They need to see this drop, needs to react. Spore Caller as well, but at the same time, Socke go for a huge engagement, drops down the force fields, pushing out the Hydras from doing anything. Please be careful with these sentries. Does still have quite a few force fields. 1 does get picked off. Still has 4 more though. Oh, and the Locust coming on now, but you can see how quickly the Colossus do work with them, and without any Vipers to pull these Colossi, they're just gonna keep doing damage from afar, man. Speaking of Vipers, Hive is done. So hopefully Catz will start producing some soon. I guess he doesn't have... Oh, he has quite a bit of money. I guess he just wants to keep pulling out army units for now. Getting more upgrades. Interesting. I don't know why he's not going for any Vipers at the moment. Socke, meanwhile, is finishing up with his Temple Archives. He's got another War Prism, has War Prism speed. Man, all the speed upgrades are going down in this game. Kind of unusual. 1 lone Zealot's gonna be like, yeah man, I got this. I got this hatch. My life for ire. Oh, yeah. Gonna take down the 5th base. And then I'm going to get scattered by the Overseer. He's going to warp in a few more Zealots. Still has no charge, which is kind of weird at the 17-minute mark. Although it's been pretty action-packed game. A bunch of random changelings. Not going to be doing much. Looks like Socke wants to take his 4th. Was sniped by quite a bit by the Stalker. By the Creep. Whoa, my mask just went crazy. The 4th going to be finishing up for Catz, and looks like he's just going to keep this up with the Swarm Host. Now, I've seen interviews with Catz where he actually prefers using the Hydralisk to back the Swarm Host instead of Corruptors. To be honest, I think Corruptors are a bit stronger. Whoa! Zealots here need to get on out of there. You see more of the Korean Zergs go for the Corruptors to back up the Swarm Host, and generally what the Koreans do is the best option. Meanwhile, Catz is going to be continuing to push forward with his Creep, pumping out. Ooh, he does have the Ultralisk Cavern on the way. So that would be a pretty sick tech switch, as everything on the field at the moment for Socke isn't that great against Ultras. Except for the Templar that could be morphed into Archons. But Storm isn't fantastic, Colossi aren't great, and Stalkers are pretty useless. So that would be interesting, but at the moment, Catz really doesn't have that much of a bank to make a huge switch like that. He's been getting Pathogen Glands as well, so Infesta Ultra could be happening, could definitely be happening. But Socke is going to have a window here to put on quite a bit of damage and decides to move on in. Possibly snipe this 4th base. Meanwhile, the 5th base was taken out. The Vipers are here finally. Yoink forward, Abduct is going to take out one of these Colossi. Nice storms though, pushing those Hydras back. Time Warp as well. Here come the Vipers. Ooh, they got to be careful not to get feedback by these High Templar. They are quite low on energy though. No, what is their energy? Actually, no, they have heaps of energy. Don't listen to me, guys. I'm full of it. The Locust though, I'm getting some free kills here. Oh, managed to get both of those sentries with heaps of energy, so that's a pretty big loss. And 5 Ultras on the way. Meanwhile, more Zealots going to be trying to do some damage. got half the life, and at the same time in the main as well. So this is what you got to do against Swarm Host play, is keep using that War Prism. I guess that's why you got the War Prism speed. And these Hydras are finally going to clean this up though. But this is looking pretty scary composition now from Catz, who does have those Ultras out. I think he just finished Kindness plating. Whoa. But the upgrades are really bad. That's what makes this tech switch not as strong, because he used all the range upgrades for a Swarm Host and its Hydras, and the Ultras of course need the melee upgrade. But here we go. Colossi doing quite a bit of damage. Storm's going down onto the Hydras, but the upgrades just aren't strong enough for these Ultralists. Abducts, nice Abducts, but there's not enough DPS here. Needs another round of Locusts to finish off these Colossi. It looks like he's just got to blink forward. He's right on the Lotus. No Observer. Where is the Observer? The splash damage, though, is going to be able to take out a few of those Swarm Hosts. They do decide to uproot and get on out of there, but the... oh no, he's got an Observer now. But Catz, definitely not doing well on back that trade. Does lose his third to these Zealots as well. They're going to run up and do some damage to this fourth as well. Catz's economy is absolutely screwed. He has hardly any resources left. Meanwhile, Socke is taking a fifth. And I gotta say, man, Catz fans out there, I hate to say this, but I think this is pretty much GG at this point. Catz is gonna hang in here though and see what he can do. Socke producing some Immortals and some Archons, anticipating a switch into Ultras, but Catz just does not have enough money. Meanwhile, this War Prism has been doing so well. Look at its... oh my god. Actually, what is that? That's a bar to see how much is loaded. I thought it was this live. A couple of Ultras here and some Brute. Oh, but the Ultra gets taken out and the Locusts all get pushed back. Catz has money to... Socke has money to spare. Is going to start taking down all of this tech. And one Ultra, a couple of Hydras, man. As defense, it's not looking good. Spawning pool is going to go down. Meanwhile, Hive is being reduced completely. And all that's left is really these Locusts. More High Templar coming onto the field for Socke, who's almost maxed out here. Spawning pool. Finally, this Ultra and these Hydras are going to clean this up. But at what cost? And the German player, man, it's looking too goddamn strong. Poor Catz. The hatch is going to be taken out. Double Storms going down on the Swarm Host. That melt away. And there is the GG. So, pretty sick PvZ. Hope you guys like it. If you did, please subscribe. I will see you guys later.